D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So, Vanity Fair just dropped an article about the new 2020 Denis Villeneuve directed movie Dune, and it's based off of a book by Frank Herbert, and I love the book. If you've never read the book, I suggest going to do it. It's great stuff in there. If you have read the book, then you are better for it. It's top-notch science fiction, but there are also some really heady stuff in there. I mean, just some great stuff about religion and philosophy and all this great stuff. And I suggest going to read it because you will not be disappointed if you do. Now, I just want to also say that if I say anything that seems negative about this movie, just listen to what I have to say and everything, because I am not negative about this movie. I am crazy excited about this movie because I think that from these pictures, they look great, but I have some criticisms, just a little bit and everything, but I think that it looks great. But I also just want to say real quick, getting down to business, that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube recently, within the past 6 months, did a bot and old account cleanse / purge, and there was some collateral damage. So please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos, and I thank you in advance. It's the only way some independent channels like myself and others can compete with the big conglomerates of YouTube and everything. So, getting back to these pictures, yesterday they released this picture, which is Timothee Chalamet as Paul Atreides, and we'll talk about him in just a second. And I also want to just say, I'm going to give some spoilers away from the book that are probably going to be in the movie. So if you haven't seen the 1984 movie or the miniseries done on Sci-Fi, I believe, and you haven't read the book, you probably want to skip this video then. But just to give you that. So like I was saying, this is Timothee Chalamet on the beach and everything. You see some spaceships in the back. I really don't like those spaceships. They seem very boxy to me. But Timothee Chalamet, when I first saw this picture, I just thought it's just Timothee Chalamet in a long black coat on the beach, so it's nothing special. But now that I see these photos, I do like it. I think it looks great. I think he looks great. Of course, he's very good looking and everything. And plus, I think that Timothee Chalamet is a top-notch actor. I can't think of anything that he's been in that I've seen that I didn't like his performance. So I think that he's a great get for this movie. And as I was saying, he's playing Paul Atreides. Now, Paul Atreides is the main character of the novel and this movie, and we'll see everything through his eyes. And basically what he is and I won't get into everything, but he's basically like the space messiah. He's like the Jesus of space kind of thing. And the Bene Gesserit, which are kind of like these priestesses of the universe, they've been looking for him forever. And they finally find him and whatnot. So here he is, and this first picture is of... So before I get into all these pictures, I just want to explain what this movie is about. So basically, it takes place on the planet of Arrakis. And it is a desert planet, and then there is a mineral on there called spice. And spice is used throughout the entire galaxy. They use it for their fuel, food. The Bene Gesserits use it to do their mind powers because they're psychic or whatnot. Everybody uses it. It's like the petrol of the space, but it's even bigger than that because everybody uses it. It's only on this one planet, Arrakis, and all these other different families, and which I don't think there are any pictures of anybody else from those families, but we'll get into it a little bit later on. But so like I said, it's all about the spice and everything. So let's get into these pictures done by Vanity Fair. So this first one that they pop up is of course Timothee Chalamet as Atreides, and then next to him is Rebecca Ferguson, and she is playing Lady Jessica. Now, Lady Jessica is Paul Atreides' mother, and she's not just she is the mother of Paul and his sister, but she's also a concubine to Duke Leto. Now, basically, she's like, she's not only a concubine, she's like a glorified girlfriend, because what happens in the book is Duke Leto can marry her, but she tells him, no, don't marry me, because if you marry me, that you can't marry another woman from a house, and if you marry another woman from a house, you can, there can be a bond there, and like they're like a unions kind of thing. like a treat. So she's like, don't marry me, I'll just stick around forever. So she's basically a glorified girlfriend, which is kind of sucks for her, but at the same time very noble of her, in my opinion, and everything. And in this one, they are in the desert, and what has happened is House Atreides has been destroyed. And they are on the run, and they're wearing those little breather things because they breathe air and everything, spices everywhere. And so that is them in the desert on the run. Now, going to the next photo, we see Zendaya, and she is playing Chani. And she is the daughter of Let Keynes. I hope I'm saying all these right. I'm not very good at pronouncing these things. And when you read them, you just whatever. And it's been a while since I've seen the movies. But anyway, so she is playing Paul Atreides' love interest. And they're just the first peoples of Arrakis. They live on Arrakis, but her mother in this one, I believe it's her father in the book and everything. But they lead a group of people that are trying to fight off all these houses coming onto their planet and taking their natural resources. So anyway, when you eat spice, when you take in spice a lot and on this planet, your eyes go blue. And so you can see her eyes are very blue in this. I think she looks great in this. And everything. I love Zendaya. I think she's so great. And when she first came on the scene, I just felt like Disney was trying to ram her down our throats and everything. But I think it's good that they were, because she's so talented and I love it. So on this next photo, we see House Atreides and we see all the people in it. Now I have to say, for the most part, this photo doesn't say crazy awesome to me, only because it just looks like everybody in a bunch of brown uniforms, and they just don't, and black boots, and they just don't look like overwhelmingly great. But at the same time, I go, that's fine. They look good as far as what they need to be in this movie. So I'm not sure how all these little people are, but we get Timothee Chalamet as Paul Atreides. And then we get Stephen McKinley Henderson, and he is playing Turf Huat. And he is a Mentat, and he is loyal to House Atreides. And a Mentat, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but he is basically the leader of, he's like an assassin. They're these assassins and everything. So he is loyal to House Atreides and everything, and I think that he looks pretty good there and everything. I mean, it's not, like I said before, it's not that much. So you got Oscar Isaac as Duke Leto, and he is the head of the house, and he's basically just, they're trying to do military and political stuff to it's like Game of Thrones. They're constantly trying to stay in front of all the other houses in the universe so that they don't get taken over. Next to him is Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica Atreides, and she looks great in that. I like the little thing in the back or whatnot of her hair and everything. And then we also get Josh Brolin as Grune Halleck. I don't know if that's how you say it, but yay. And he is Paul's mentor, and then he is the weapons master of House Atreides and everything. So there's that. And then we'll talk about him later on when we get to him, when we get to that picture. So for the next one, we see the director, Denis Villeneuve. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. And he is with, that's Javier Bardem. And he is playing Stilgar. And he is the leader of the Fremen, which Zendaya's character is a part of. And basically they're, like I said before, they are basically just the first peoples of Arrakis, and they just live there full time, obviously, because that's the planet that they're born on. And so, I think that he looks great. I like this armor, although I have to say the armor here doesn't look too different from the 1984 movie, and neither does the headgear and everything. It all looks very familiar from anything, but yeah. So then moving on to the next one, something that does look different is this armor that Josh Brolin is wearing as Gunray Halleck, and I think this looks great. I love Josh Brolin. I think he looks very good here. It's very spacey. I love the ship in the back. I can't see the full ship, but if it's those boxy ones from the Timothée Chalamet picture, maybe I won't like it. But I think this looks great. You can see the Atreides house symbol there, and it just looks really, really great. So then the next one, we get Lady Jessica, and that's Rebecca Ferguson. She looks very Jedi-y here, but it looks great. It's nothing too special in this picture, but she, of course, is very beautiful, and I think that she looks great in this photo. So moving on to the next one, we see Oscar Isaac there as Duke Leto Atreides, and I think he looks great in that armor too. I love the sword, the little knife he's got there, or swords or whatnot. I think they look great. You can see a soldier in the background here, and then you can, of course, see Josh Brolin's character and everything. He looks great. Of course, you know, a bunch of good-looking people in this movie, and I love it. It looks so good. And then for this picture, we see Jason Momoa, and he is playing Duncan Idaho. I think that's how you say it. Please don't get mad at me if I say any of these wrong. But he is the swordsman of House Atreides, and he also teaches Paul Atreides how to fight and everything, but he looks great too. I love Jason Momoa, especially since he's Aquaman, but he looks great here. I love the stance that he's doing. I can't really tell what's going on. Maybe he's training Timothee Chalamet's character in this photo. And then for this last photo is Sharon Duncan Brewster as Leet Kings? I'm not sure. I don't really remember this character too much, but it's been a while. Maybe they race-bended this character from something. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But she looks great in this photo. I love the way it's not a cape, but the way that flows off of her. I love her hair. I love everything about this picture. I think she looks great. And I can't wait. This is Zendaya's character's mother in this movie and everything. But I think it looks really, really great. And I think this whole movie looks great. I think looks-wise, Denis Villeneuve is doing a great job. And everything. If you want to learn more about this, you know who does a really good job about explaining this whole thing is Comic Book Girl 19, and I will leave a link in the description, and I'll also leave a link here. But she does a great job of going through all of this, this whole book. It's so great and everything. If you haven't read it, like I said, go and read it. You will be better for it. So tell me, what do you guys think about all these photos from Vanity Fair's, from Dune, from this Vanity Fair article? Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? Did I miss anything? I know I tried to think about stuff off of the top of my head. I should have wrote notes down, but I just wanted to get this out there. So tell me, what do you guys think about this? Leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a good day. Bye!